Okay guys, we need to talk. I need your help on something. This is gonna be an interesting video, and the topic again is yet predators, because I love predators. The channel is called Pret Fan. I've been loving the creature since I was a little kid, watching the first movie with Arnold, and sometimes opportunities come and go, and this time around, just like the Jungle Hunter here from Prime 1, I had the opportunity to get him in the beginning of the year 6 months ago, and now I have a different opportunity, so I need your guys' input. Let's do this. It's an interesting video. So showing this guy as a reference here because I came across the opportunity to get the Berserker Predator from Prime 1, again the deluxe bonus version, which I had the opportunity to get that at the beginning of the year. But now I found one at a cheaper price, believe it or not, even though it's still expensive. Obviously, these guys, this one I believe was $3,000 at retail at Prime 1. Shipping again was insane. I was able to get this guy locally, for a very good deal. And again, same thing with the Berserker Predator. Again, that deal is not set in stone. I haven't gave any deposits. This is just here to talk about on this particular video. Again, I had the opportunity to get that, so again I need your guys' help to, just pretty much to discuss, what could potentially be, what can we do as when it comes to the setup, because as you can see here, this guy pretty much takes, the whole shelf here. This is again 26 inches wide, and this is, my newest garage shelf here. So essentially, because this guy is so big, I cannot put the Berserker Predator here. So again, I would have to create more space. Heck, even I would have to buy another shelf like this, because that would be so nice to have these guys pretty much, beside each other. Even though, like I said, I cannot put two of them on the same shelf because the base is way too wide. Plus I have all the heads and whatnot. This is just too big. Plus the Berserker Predator is even taller than this guy, if you can believe it or not. This guy, I believe, is what, 37 inches tall, and the Berserker is over 40. So I just calculated like the amount of space here. 40 would be, it would touch the ceiling here. So again, that's gonna be amazing. Again, I love that creature. Very cool. It's one of my top, I guess, 3 or 4 in my Predator list of how awesome the design is. Obviously, this guy is number 1. It's the original, the OG, the big one. Wolf is gonna be in that list. I would want to also get Wolf Predator whenever that one gets released from Prime 1. Again, that thing is massive, perfection. Same thing with Berserker. So the big question here, I was offered a lot of money for pretty much all my NECA figures, which honestly I don't think I'm gonna go that route, because even though I was offered like, again a good chunk of money to buy pretty much my whole NECA collection, it's gonna be hard for me to kind of, sell those figures. I mean, I pretty much grew up with NECA. I've been buying NECA since I was like a little kid, back in like 2006. In my early years in high school. So it's gonna be very difficult for me to sell the whole collection. So this is pretty much what kickstarted everything. This whole idea to get another, Prime 1 Studio Predator here. I was offered, like I said, quite a bit of money for the collection. I said, man, if I'm able to sell that NECA collection, and again, I've made a lot of videos on my NECA stuff, and there's still more stuff to come to the channel, because again, I don't think I'm gonna sell my NECA collection. So again, if I would go on that route to sell everything, I mean, that would pretty much pay for a big portion to acquire the Berserker Predator. But in the same time, I'm like, man, I really have like almost a complete collection. I mean, I have all the Friday the 13th figures, most of the Predators, at least the ones that show up in the movies, except for like the Predators from 2010. Hopefully they're gonna remake those in Ultimate form. I just made a video on that a couple days ago. We're still missing obviously the Wolf Predator right there. So again, if I do sell the my NECA collection, I'm gonna regret that. That's There's no two ways about it. I'm gonna regret selling, even though I am attempting to go more for like quality, should I mean, is the other way around. I prefer to get more quality pieces than quantity, which was my logic back in the day. That's why I have so many NECA figures. But again, NECA figures are cheap, right? You can pretty much buy a NECA figure for like $40 versus how many of these you can get at any given time. Again, this guy cost me $3,000. So plus, you know, 3 massive boxes. Same thing with the Berserker, 3 massive boxes. I'm gonna run out of space if I, you know, do buy that statue, which honestly I am very tempting. The guy is offering like a payment plan, so even though I'm not gonna get it this summer, maybe by the end of the year, if I start, you know, sending him some payment plans, hopefully I'm gonna do this with PayPal, so I'm gonna be protected for at least 6 months if something bad happens. You know, you should never do payment plans with somebody new if you don't know him, because, you know, I've heard many horror stories before where, you know, people usually by like friends and family, and then they get blocked, they get ghosted, and they lose a lot of money. So if you do any deals, always guys, take PayPal goods and services, so that way you're going to be protected for 6 months. After 6 months, pretty much the policy no longer applies. So yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, it's gonna be very difficult to let everything go here. I have roughly close to 120 figures when it comes to NECA. Again, everything is boxed up, never open, except those two right there, the retro cloth figures, the Chucky and the Tiffany. But again, it's gonna be very hard for me to sell these. Again, plus I have a shitload of Predators back there. I got really attached to this collection over the years. Plus, honestly, the amount of money I spend on NECA figures every year, you know, it's not that much, you know, versus like 1/6 scale figures, you know, 1/6 scale vehicles, statues. You know, this is pretty much insignificant amount. You know, it's like $50 here, $100 there, $200 there. You know, it's not that much, so it's not gonna ruin my budgeting here. So yeah, plus I have a bunch of stuff here, you know, more Terrifier figures are coming. Yeah, I do love NECA. I mean, even though, you know, they are 7 inches, I think the level of detail. Plus, who else is gonna make all the Friday the 13th figures, you know, in other scales? As of right now, nobody. You know, who else is gonna do all the Predators from Predator 2? Nobody. So having these, even though it's almost like a niche line, having these unique characters, you know, RoboCop, Chucky, you know, if you're buying all these, you know, let's say 1/3 scale, it's gonna be, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars. So again, very proud of my collection here. It's almost like a staple on the channel. You guys love when I, you know, talk about NECA here, especially the horror stuff, you know, the Michael Myers, which also I was tempted to sell these as well, to kind of downsize the collection and maybe buy like a quarter scale Michael Myers for like PCS, the Sideshow Leatherface in quarter scale, which I might do, honestly, because do I really need 9 Michael Myers? I mean, they look very cool, but why have 9 Michael Myers when I can have like a big one that's really cool, you know, from the first movie? I could always convert this shelf here into like a quarter scale shelf where I could put some horror icons in quarter scale, like the Leatherface, for instance. These I could always, you know, put right there in my detail. Also, his review is gonna come up soon, but again, I have some room right there, you know, to put all of these. Just store the boxes away and have them in one shelf. Plus, again, spoiler alert here, I did got some new Prime ones in the house. Dark Knight Returns Batman, as you can see, just to give you guys an idea. I think I got obsessed of buying 1/3 scale statues. You know, I really, bite the bullet last year when I got my first one, which was, let's see, Deathstroke. Then I got the Henry Cavill Superman. And then obviously at the beginning of the year, in January, I got the Jungle Hunter Predator. So again, it's not an easy video to make, a lot of decisions here. But hopefully I can squeeze in and get that Berserker Predator. So yeah, if you haven't seen the review on this guy, by all means, please do check it out. Again, it's a long video, but again, this thing comes with a lot of stuff, a lot of switch outs, a lot of heads, you know, two different masks plus the Gort mask, which honestly not a lot of people appreciate that, which is insane. I mean, this is almost like the prototype mask. It wasn't shown in the movie, but I think it's a very cool look. And we did saw the character by the end of Predator 2, one of the Guardians. I think it's called the Guardian, right? Had that mask, which is pretty cool. But again, the level of detail on this thing. Plus, it's the first time around that I posed the statue with this face. It's pretty cool. It reminds me of the moment when Arnold hits him in the face with the log in the jungle. By the end of the movie, he kind of makes this poofy face which kind of looks at Arnold. But again, this thing is perfection. Again, I also made a video on the upcoming PCS half-scale statue of the Jungle Hunter Predator. And again, I've said that this guy is not going to be dethroned. If that comes as well as the prototype, that's pretty much going to be like probably the second best Jungle Hunter piece. But this thing is not gonna be dethroned, man. This thing is still a masterpiece. Like the amount of switch out that this thing comes with, and again, this is the deluxe edition. You have a very accurate mask right there. Again, the PCS had too much texture. As you can see, this one is very shiny. It almost has the same texture as this one, which is like the sculpted version one. Again, this is more accurate. But again, man, so yeah, the Berserker Predator, whew, such a killer piece. Again, I love the movie, I love the concept. Obviously, that being you know, Berserker Predator is, they're supposed to be a lot bigger than the regular, I guess, Yaoja, you know, clan here. So obviously 4 inches tall, man, that's gonna be a pain in the ass to store. Like ideally, I would buy another shelf like this, like I said, a 26-inch wide one. And even at 26 inches tall, it's gonna overlap a little bit, as you can see here. It's kind of overlapping by like 2 inches, same thing on the back. So ideally, I would put these here on this side, you know, or maybe do like half shelves. I don't know at this point. I'm not there quite yet to just plan ahead and worry about where I'm gonna pose him. Again, that's not gonna be the biggest issue. The biggest issue is again spending another shitload of money. And mind you, there's still a lot of stuff that I have on pre-order. There's like the Blitzway DeLorean. There's like the RoboCop 2 from Hot Toys. There's the Kane and the RoboCop diecast. So at least there's that. And other than that, for this year, I think I have the Big Chop from Hot Toys, which again, that's not an expensive piece. Also have the Inart Superman, which released a couple of days ago in China. So again, I might get the invoice for that, but again, that's not, you know, super expensive. It's like $300 and some after the deposit that I paid last year. Okay, so just to give you guys an example here, I'm at Sideshow. This guy is available as of right now, the deluxe bonus version. And again, here's what they're asking. This is obviously the Canadian funds, because our lovely government, you know, sucks here in Canada. The Liberal government, you know, is a pain in the ass. So essentially, if the conversion is right, it's pretty much 42% more, because you know, of the conversion. As I said, the Canadian dollar is not doing very well. So if I'm getting this guy from Sideshow, which again I'm not, it's just an example, it's gonna be just over $5,400. Now again, just keep that in mind. There's gonna be shipping on this thing. Is again, it's 3 massive boxes, and also there's gonna be import fees. So when everything is said and done, man, this thing just from Sideshow alone is gonna be, I would say, just over $7,000 here for me, again in Canadian funds. And I was able to find this guy a lot cheaper than what you're seeing here, which is pretty cool. So let's take a quick look here of this obviously masterpiece. Now it says here that it's 39.37 inches tall. From all the reviews I've seen, everybody says that it's pretty much over 4 inches tall. So I'm not sure why it's kind of said it's 39 here, but again, I saw one particular review here in French that pretty much the guy said it's like 41 inches tall or something, which I guess makes sense because this guy was massive. So again, this thing is phenomenal. The bonus version is gonna be the classic Predator mask right there. It's broken on the side. Obviously, well known in the movie, this guy pretty much decapitated him. So we have this one, which is again limited to 300 pieces from the on the deluxe bonus. Also, the deluxe comes with the Berserker Predator skull, which is pretty cool here. You only have two heads with this one, so you have the mask portrait, which is fantastic. You're gonna have a light up there, a light up in the cannon. I believe this is the deluxe version. You have an open gun right there, which is pretty cool. So again, that's awesome. And my goddamn cat just came into the room to visit. Give me guys here a second. Hey, go away, go away. Goddamn cat, man. She was able to open the door, so apologize for that. She usually is not allowed to be in the room. Obviously, I do not want the cat to damage my stuff and put hair everywhere. So again, this is awesome. Here you have the mask. Now I would say this base is a little bit more intricate than the Jungle Hunter. Again, the cool part on the Jungle Hunter is the water. You have the fishes inside and everything. I would say they did a better job here on the tree parts versus the Jungle Hunter. Again, you have the mask, you have a classic predator skull. Again, there's a lot more going on. This one obviously doesn't have the plants, but you have a lot of bones, monkey bones, human bones. Also, the deluxe edition, I believe you have an extra arm, which is like like this, up like this. Again, the head sculpt is looking phenomenal. You have two blades, they are die cast. The gauntlet is gonna light up. Again, you have two logos, so a lot of goodies here. Man, very tempting on this thing. Again, the seller looks to be a pretty cool guy, but again, usually when I don't know the people, I'm not gonna take any chances. So if I do any deals, it's gonna be with PayPal, just again to cover my ass. It looks like the eyes are gonna light up. So again, just like in the movie, I didn't realize he had these scratches on for some reason. But again, one of the best Predator helmets out there. I would say the Jungle Hunter is the best. This one is gonna be there. Wolf, and I would say the Celtic Predator has a very badass mask. Plus, I would say you can put like the City Hunter there. When it comes to like design. So again, you have two wrist blades. You also have like an extra skull right there. Walton Goggins, skull. Man, such a great actor. I remember, that nice scene when he stabbed Berserker in in the movie. He stabbed him in the chest, and then the Berserker pretty much threw him in the ground, removes his spine. Such an epic scene. You have two logos again. This one is gonna be diecast. This is gonna be pretty much like this one is more accurate to the movie logo. And then you have this one. You have a bigger stand because obviously his dreads are a lot longer. So yeah, man, just an awesome piece. Let me know, guys, obviously in the comments below, what do you think I should do in this case? Should I get this guy? If I do, I'm most likely gonna sacrifice some stuff, like last time when I purchased the Berserker. I do have to reorganize my shelving, which for now is not gonna be a problem. And again, I'm gonna be stuck with 3 massive boxes. Also, another issue is gonna be transport. The guy lives about 3 hours away from me. With traffic and everything is gonna be over 6 hours back and forth. Plus, I have to borrow a truck, a big truck, so I can put the boxes in because as is, they're not gonna fit in my car. I have a small car, so that's not gonna be possible. I need like a big truck, so I think a Dodge Ram should do it. I'm gonna put the boxes on the back, strap them good, put a tarp on them. If it's gonna rain or something, hopefully not. But again, that's gonna be an issue for if I do go on with this guy. So guys, let me know in the comments below what do you think about this. This thing is gonna be kick-ass in the collection. This and Wolf Predator. If I'm gonna be able to have all three, like not side by side because it's gonna take a lot of space. Hopefully that will be cool. Again, so let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think. Make sure to give me a like, subscribe to the channel. It's gonna help a lot. And as usual, guys, appreciate the help, appreciate the support. See you guys soon on the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.